Awesome work, my dude. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got. He thought he was gonna be able to beat me on the ground, and I told Matty C that I was coming here to take no L's. And if you got a problem with that, 1-800, call my bluff, baby.
Ooh. You heard it here.
On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for Matty C's Sports for you and me.
All right, everybody, Matty C Sports. I got a pretty big guest now because he's now the main card at Cage Titans 55, and he only had to say a couple things, but good things. I got Trevor Gudde here today, the tallest welterweight ever. You're 6'7"?
After my last fight, didn't we? 6'7", yeah.
Oh, there was like one ahead of you, right? There was something goofy stat like that. I forget.
I don't think we found anything at welterweight. But
okay, good. Doesn't matter. You're pretty friggin' tall.
Not anybody remotely as tall as me. I think the tallest person I ever fought might have been Marty Navis. And what is he like? Like that?
I couldn't even tell you that one. So just announced. It was on New England MMA, but it was already kind of known before how the next main event is going to be you and Joe Skeletor Giannetti. So what got that all started?
I mean, I don't have any particular beef with Joe or anything like that, or anybody in New England, you know, but I've been wanting the welterweight belt for a long time. Jojo has the 155-pound belt and has done his last couple of fights at like 60 or 65 or something like that. Pulver gave me a shot for this last event, possibly be a last-minute replacement to step in. I was organized back in Korea. I do every year, and I called Pulver and explained the situation. I would love to fight Joe. I literally can't. I have employees coming into this, but we do it in August. And he was like, "Well, you know, I appreciate you reaching out and being honest with me. Yeah, let's hit up Giannetti and see what he thinks." And then I watched Giannetti's last fight where he kind of tooled that kid on the ground, and you know, got to use the choke. And I put a little Instagram comment about like, it looks like he needs to go against somebody that's not. That was a joke. That ground game was. You can't look at your coach in a professional fight and request a submission and then hit it like that. That's embarrassing. So I think he needs to be in there with somebody that's legit on the ground and bigger than him. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited about it. But it all kind of started off an Instagram thing / Pulver reaching out, and I've been wanting that belt for a long time. I know Billy Goff's moving on to bigger and better things, and I didn't get a chance to fight him yet. But you know,
yes, he's fighting August 2nd, I think.
Oh, right on. Yeah. I'm happy for Billy. I mean, it's one of those where we're Team New England. You know, it's much as I'd love to fight Billy Goff because he's an awesome fighter and I think it's a blast. I'm happy for him. You know, get up there and move on. You know.
And that's an interesting thing you just said with Team New England. I had an interview with Mike Rodriguez from. He's been in the sport for a long time and he fights at a Lozon, and he said the same exact thing. You guys are all New England. It's not you versus this person or you versus this person. It's, you know, you guys are supporting each other in different ways in New England itself. So I find that interesting that you said that. It was like the exact same wording.
There's not enough people training MMA to fight each other right now. Like, especially when they're all trying to get to the bigger stage. If there were a dozen UFCs all over the place and we could all get enough money to like survive and be fighters off of that, then, you know, we could stay local. But we're all trying to get to that next level, and we kind of have to help each other to get there. At this point, there's not really many people that haven't trained, you know, like you have to when you get to that next level. And Joe's one of the only people I probably haven't, because I've done my South Shore and now he's at ATT or AK or something like that. But
AKA, yeah.
But I mean, I'm training with Hard Knocks now as well. We helped Steve Walker's helped me get ready for fights. I've helped him, you know, prepare for his last 6'10" opponent or whoever he just fought, that crazy guy. We're all together. Yeah, there's not enough of us to fight each other, you know.
Yeah. And so I know you work with Citadel as well. They're a very respectable gym. I've been there, and everybody there is so welcoming. And it's like, it's funny because it's like, it reminds me of like Rocky 3, like Apollo Creed's gym. It's just like down underground. It's like, it's super cool. Like the atmosphere is cool. Like everybody welcomes you. And I'm like, man, all these people are super nice. Like Eric welcomed me with open arms. I don't even fight, mind you. And he's welcomed me into his gym. And Xavier is just a nut. Like, I'm like, I really want him as a coach because he just runs and runs and runs and runs.
Yeah, no, I thought we'd hit the highest level of training when I started working with Eric. And his MMA mind is incredible. And then we brought Xavier, and we're Jossie Muay Thai guys, and our striking just went through the roof. Now we're training with like some of the best strikers in all of New England, and guys that are fighting professional Muay Thai consistently are the people that I'm training with my striking now. And it was a level. Xavier and the Citadel gym itself is kind of you're right. It's got the Apollo feel to it. You go down in this dirty basement, but everybody's there, everybody's working. We were talking about it last night, actually. I don't think I trust really new gyms. You know, you walk into a place and all the equipment's brand spanking new and all the bags are flawless. It's like, oh, this isn't going to be good work. I need a little bit of grind. I need this to be uglier than that. And yeah, between Eric and Xavi and the coaches, we got the Jits with Steve, our black belt, and yeah, no, it's quite the establishment. Yeah, but also everybody's welcome. You know, we don't have anybody that's not allowed to train with us. You know, if you're going to come in and work hard, then.
And you just had Don Shanis just take some belts too. With all that, so it's amazing what you guys are bringing out. I mean, Jideofor is starting to come around with his MMA style. I don't know if Lionel's trying to get back.
Lionel, yeah, he'll fight again. Yeah, I think he might even be trying to get on the August card. We'll see. But I know Jideofor is getting ready to defend his belts. He's probably one of my main training partners at this point, actually. I like training with guys one weight class above me. It makes the guys, when I get in there and fight, feel nice and small.
Oh, okay.
That dude is the strongest man I have ever trained. It took us a while to get him to a point where he wasn't, you know, like he has technique, but he has so much strength that he doesn't need time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been working his ass off.
Yeah, and he's what I call like a silent killer. Like he has like no emotion. It's crazy. Nice guy, but he has no emotion. and he's just like, he's just a beast, like you said. Like, he's huge.
Yep. And he's too funny. He's just the nice when you get in there and like really get to know him. He's a comic book nerd. He knows every single fact about any superhero you could ever imagine. We sit down and go back and forth about our nerdy movies and stuff. That's the other part of fighting that I think a lot of people don't understand, is that like fighters are nerds. We're all a bunch of nerds. We love all the guys that I fight with, like anime, and I play a bunch of chess, and yeah, Jideofor is all in his comic book.
I know. It's funny because like it's like this guy talks about Naruto, this guy talks about like Dragon Ball Z, this guy talks about Pokemon. I'm like, where did this come from?
One of the things I don't know what I expected when I thought, like I want to be a fighter. It's like I'm gonna get in there and there's gonna be a bunch of like big fucking dudes working hard and beating the shit out of each other, and it's like that is not really what fighting is at all. It's a bunch of guys like us, that need something else to do, and find that way. But the age of the nerdy fighter is taking over. Like intelligent fighting people that just obsess about this stuff are the people that are going to go the farthest, I think.
Well, the funny thing is, we got a special guest.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that like when I first started doing like the interviewing stuff and all that, I was like, oh, somebody's gonna be like a dick. Well, you know what I mean? Like it's portrayed like somebody is going to be like, oh, like a Conor McGregor, like talking shit. But it's like, it's not like that at all. Like everybody is super nice. Every time I go to Cage Titans, there's not a single bad person I've ever interviewed.
Exactly. Well, it's exhausting to be that way. Like the sport itself is hard enough. Going in there every day. Like I talked about this with my dad a little bit, like waking up every day and knowing that you're training people trying to hurt you for the next 3.5 hours, run in the morning and people beat the shit out of you. On top of that, trying to put on a character, trying to be tough guy, macho, all fucking his face all the time. But
right.
I couldn't do that for very long, and it happens when I get to the fight, everything kind of focuses then. And it's like, I do get a little scary when I'm about to fight, but I'm not fighting right now. I'm at home. I don't always have to be intense. We're not always fighting. Like,
yeah,
we got
right.
The best in the sport are the ones that can separate a little bit too and relax in the offside. It used to be when I started fighting, when I got the name of my opponent, it felt like I was walking to the cage constantly until the fight. Like the moment you hear a name, it's like, okay, everything is now my walk-in. Every song I'm listening to is my walk-in song. Everywhere I'm going is like fucking intense, and that feeling. And it got so tired by the time I went pro and I had that first fight. I lost my pro debut and it just destroyed me because I built it up so much. And it's a sport. It's a sport like anything else. You have to recover. You have to fight smart. You have to have your off time. Otherwise, you'll burn out.
And, you're one of the most creative. I mean, who ever knew until you what a dead orchard was?
Yeah. Yes. That's the move I've always wanted to hit in a fight. I was actually really stoked to do that. The jiu-jitsu and the creative side, I think, it's part of the nerd takeover. I feel like fighting is kind of circular. Right now, we're getting over the era of the big meathead knockout artists again. Not even meathead, knockout artists kind of took over for a little bit. And now we're kind of falling into almost another Anderson Silva era, like Israel Adesanya, fighters like that, where it's creative and smart and kind of next level and not just biting down on the mouth guard, flipping a coin and seeing who gets knocked out.
Yeah. And it's like you said, you talk about chess. That's now what it is. It's a game of chess. And people don't understand that. It's not about the, back-to-back bloody wars. Like when you see some of the main events, like it could end holding on with the fence. It could end in on the ground and nobody does nothing. And whoever's in control. But people get the boos and stuff for that, it's like, you're honestly not a fan of the game if all you expect is a bloody war every time.
And that's part of the problem with the sport still is the fan base. It's like my mom still MMA can't watch it at all. But a part of that is because of the type of people that are really into it, and that's changing a little bit as well. You know, you're having this new breed of fans that are really into the perfection, into the stats, the beautiful fighting. But we still have a little bit of that just bleed thing going on. That's when people think UFC, when people think MMA, they picture, you know, those guys just bleeding all over each other. And it is part of the sport, but I kind of had this with my last fight where it ended so quick and in such an odd way that most of the people that saw the video were like, I don't know what happened. That was weird. Like, yeah, not terribly impressed. They were just like, oh, okay, he bent his arm, I guess. It's like, no, this is the sport. This is fighting. Any way that I can make you stop is a win. Even if it's not entertaining to you, the chess that made me get there is the entertaining part to me. It's like
and that's what it was. Like, I think if I remember right, was it Andy or was it Johnny said, oh, what happened? And then everybody looked again and they were like, oh my God, that's a dead orchard. Like, no, like even us in the media room were like, dead orchard, like that's rare, like super rare. So
it's I have one other submission that I've always wanted to hit in a fight. I want to get a twister soon. But the dead orchard and the twister were my two like bucket list submissions for MMA. And now I've got one. I just need the other. JoJo's kind of bendy. It'd be pretty funny to twist.
Well, it's funny. I won't reveal the fighter. I was like, teach me how to do a dead orchard. He's like, nope.
Yep. Well, and it was cool. Nathan Orchard, the guy that actually created the move, hit it in a combat jiu-jitsu fight the day after I got it. So I got to share his video and be like, all right, Nathan Orchard, the 10th Planet guy that invented this move, not my move. He named it. You know, like this is what it looks like done by the highest level grappler in the world, you know. So it's real. It's a very real move. It's not a tall guy move. Nathan Orchard's like 5'6". Like people say that all the time. Oh, it only works because of your legs. It's chess. You can find a way to get there. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. So, well, actually, not a funny part, but and I've heard, you know, you and Joe, like you're not guys to talk a lot of smack, but you guys are like, you know, to bring the fight community together. You guys like, you know, try to amp stuff up a little bit, or you know, you're like the silent killer to me. Like you're nice outside that, like you said, you don't have to have that persona outside of the octagon. Like you're just a normal dude, just loves comic books and MMA and everything.
Yeah,
so
but it's terrifying. Yeah. But I know what you we have no real beef with each other. I think we've maybe shook hands twice, you know, like I respect his fighting ability and I think I'm better and that's why we're going to fight, you know, like that's the fun part of the sport to me. We have guys that actually think I truly believe I'm better than Joe, and Joe probably truly believes he's better than me, and that's cool. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, it is gonna be fun. 55. There was another thing with New England MMA had Mike Polvier and Andy on talking about your fight with Joe Giannetti and stuff, and I was just curious about you and talking about a camp you were running or.
Okay, so there was and I'm trying to put it back together, a camp called Opportunity in Lee Summit, Missouri that I've been working at for like upwards like 16, 17 years now. It's a camp of abused, neglected kids, wards of the state, children that had abusive past, all summer essentially. During the pandemic, it kind of fell apart. It absolutely fell apart. And the last trip I did to Missouri was to try to rebuild the camp kind of from scratch, from the ground up, just with the people that I have left on staff and all the donations that are coming in. It's entirely donation based. The campground that we work at was donated to us. And actually the owner of the campground called my co-director, Chris, and said, are you guys not doing camp anymore? And we were like, well, it kind of fell apart. And she's like, I'll tell you what, you guys get the campground for 3-4 days, bring in your staff, build the camp back up, see if we can get it. we got our mission statement. We got a bunch of stuff done. We have a lot more to do, and I hope it can get back up in the future. But camp opportunity is something that's been a huge part of my life since I was, a kid. So it's a big deal to me.
Well, Trevor, if there's any links or anything I can do to help with that, I surely will. I really respect something like that. And for you to put the time in to do that is amazing.
Thank you, man. Yeah, no, I've actually talked with Mike about it a little bit as well. I've talked with Eric about getting logos on my shorts. As soon as we have to help with, right now we're like trying to put together a board of trustees and things like that. We're in like the deep, crappy paperwork part of it. But as soon as it's up and running, Cage Titans and the MMA community are going to be the first to know, because Mike has been nothing but supportive for me in that venture, since I started fighting for him. So I can't thank you guys enough for that.
Well, I'm just the media, but I would love to do anything I can to promote it for you, or, put it anywhere out there, because I got some people that maybe could help, and so I love how you're showing that it's not just MMA, it's not just that, it's providing something for kids who've had it tougher than me and you. So
and man, it does make working in a camp like that, having those experiences has made MMA seem much easier. Everything is way worse than cutting weight. It's way worse than, getting kicked around for a few hours. Like it makes all of it easy. It's a good thing to fight for.
No, thank you on cutting weight. No, thanks. You could. I say MMA, that is, in boxing, that's like amazing in its own to me. Like whatever you guys like find to do to help cut weight is amazing.
Not my favorite part of the sport. I would love a future where there is less weight cutting. I kind of like what One Championship has done with it, with the they have like 3 or 4 weights fight, so that people fight more close. I think the weight cut might be one of the more dangerous parts of the sport, but it's part of the sport, and make weight. I've never missed weight. It really pisses me off when people do. It is part of the sport. We sign a contract. I know it's unhealthy. I don't love it, but I've gotten good at it at this point.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So besides this fight, like, is there anything else and I say this a lot, is besides the UFC is the main goal, but like outside of that, what is your main goal?
Outside of the UFC, I'm not even particular about the UFC. I like the UFC because of the money that it provides, but I'm looking to make this a career. I need to fight in a way that I can put savings aside and provide for the family and stuff like that. And I love Cage Titans, but it's not quite big enough yet. I need savings. I need big next steps. I would love to fight for the UFC, but I loved fighting for Bellator too. That was awesome. They treated you great and they paid you well. We've talked with One Championship a little bit about possibilities over there. I think I would have a little bit of a freak fight thing going on if I went over and fought in Asia, and they love that and they pay well. So I'm not particular. I love fighting, but I am in it for the benefits of it too. Like I want to be taken care of and be able to provide for my wife and stuff like that.
That's cool, man. And I respect that. So, I mean, it seems like you would travel anywhere to go fight.
Oh yeah. New England's awesome. But yeah, I would go anywhere. I'm not worried about travel. I think it would be really cool. Actually, it's not the reason why fighting was super appealing, but like getting to see the world and stuff like that while doing MMA, that's fucking awesome. Like you can't beat that.
Yeah, for sure. So my last question to you, Trevor, is what came out to be of your hairstyle?
Oh, so it actually started as a joke. My old boss, way back in the day when I first started working at an MMA gym, I was talking to him about needing to get a haircut. I was like, wait a minute, I work at an MMA gym. I get whatever haircut I want. And he goes, yeah, you could get a fucking mohawk mullet for all I care. And I was like, oh, it's not a terrible idea. We kind of cut it facetiously, and I really liked it. And now my wife Haley has been cutting just the sides for me and the top for the last several years. Yeah, it's stuck. It's the Scarecrow mullet now. My cat just popped.
I feel like you can't get rid of it. Please don't. That's your signature.
Yeah, and I think actually Coach Eric told me that I'm not allowed to cut it yet. It was part of the thing that when we hit up the one championship, people told them about, and he's like, now you certainly can't cut it because that hair is fucking iconic. Yep. All right. Yep.
You'll be well known, man.
I hope so. That's the plan. It's funny to be in a sport where you have to stick out. My first few fights, I just had like buzzed hair, and being a tall, skinny kid with buzzed hair wasn't enough. And even winning back then wasn't enough. You gotta stick out one step more. It's an entertainment game.
Especially with you, like all you guys pretty much. I mean, you got Don, who's just, he's crazy.
Oh, but I love Don. Don's awesome, and he's been inspirational in the type of crazy that he is. Like Don looks at me every day in the mirror and says, you're a fucking champion. And as silly as that may seem, it is effective. You know, it's similar to what Muhammad Ali did with his mindset.
Yeah.
There is logic behind that craziness. You know, it works.
And, you know, the party, he brings his own madness.
He's the nicest dude, too. I got back to Cage Titans after I got married, and he shows up all swaggering in, party style, and sees me, drops his shit, runs over, shakes my hand with both hands. Congratulations on getting married, man. You look like you're really happy. I'm really happy for you. How is everything? And it was one of those where it's like, man, we've maybe talked 3 times. He's a great guy. It's the MMA guys, like the real ones are good people.
Yeah, exactly. And you're one of the real ones, and I'm glad I got an interview with you.
Oh, thank you, brother.
So August 27th, Plymouth Memorial Hall, main card, Trevor Gudde,
yeah,
Giannetti, belt on the line, and can't wait. So Trevor, I wish you nothing but luck with your program. I really appreciate it. I'll
keep you updated too.
Yeah, definitely keep me updated. Send me any links, any things you need me to promote for that, and we'll definitely get that going. And I'm sure I'll see you at Cage Titans. So hopefully I see you walk through that door, or Joe, hope he goes through the door. Somebody's going through that door. Who's it going to be?
No, that'll be fun for you guys, yeah.
But I want the Scarecrow to have a badass walkout song.
Dude, I've been back and forth with my walkout song so much. I've been walking out to Leather Lung for a long time. It's a local band. One of my buddies is in, like stoner metal style, and I really like it. Yeah, I might stick with it. I don't know, but there's something iconic about the Scarecrow. I did Scarecrow Man by the Misfits one time. That was pretty cool. But I'm open for suggestions. If you have any ideas, shoot them my way.
I'll give you one. I'll give you E-Town Concrete, Punch a Wall.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll give that a look.
I'll send that I'll show you that. I'll send it through your Instagram, and then you'll know.
Perfect. Yeah.
It'll make sense. So this is Matty C Sports. This is Trevor Gudde. Go to Cage Titans, Plymouth Memorial Hall, August 27th. You won't see the kitty right there, but you'll see that guy up there. But Trevor, thank you for coming on the show, and you're welcome anytime. You're family now.
Awesome, man. Let's do it again.
All right, thank you, and everybody. This is Matty C signing out. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate it, brother.
Man, that was good.
I was gonna try to visit Lionel on Thursday. I don't know when you go to Citadel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you go Do you go anytime, or?
I'm there every afternoon, evening, and then Saturday mornings. Yeah.
All right, I'll shoot Lionel a text because I wanted to come visit him and then see. Hopefully, Jideofor's there.
Oh yeah, he'll be there. EJ should be there. Yeah, Zavi and everybody. Thursday's a big day. That'd be good.
And then M's always there. That girl never stops.
Terrifying. She's gonna destroy people. She is the example for perfect form in our gym. When people come up and they're like, so should I be doing it like that big guy there or like Jideofor? And we're like, no, see Emily over there doing it perfect.
She just is always in that one corner, like, because I follow Xavier and Lionel in the same thing, and you actually, and Jideofor. So like it's always M in that corner, and I don't know who the other girl is. I don't know her name.
Megan,
yeah. She's always like throwing hands with her and stuff.
Yep, Megan's pretty good. She's got some. She was a Muay Thai girl out of Colorado that came to us. I think she's got like 6 or 7 fights. But Emily's been working with Zavi since she was like 12, and she's just perfect now. Yeah.
I saw Lionel. I'm like, Lionel, like, who's that girl? He's like, you should interview her. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Like,
yeah.
He's like,
she doesn't like to talk at all.
No, I know. That's what he said. And no, I was like, Lionel, you just told me to interview her and she doesn't want to talk.
Yeah. No, she doesn't do even the face-offs are tough for her. Like, she's the silent killer. That's what Zavi's been calling her.
Yes. And she what did she say? She's like, oh, nice to meet you. I was like, okay, there's the interview.
Yep. And honestly, that's more than a lot of people at the gym have heard from her.
Well, that's good. And I'm sure Lionel will tell me he's like, oh, she just graduated high school. I was like, that girl who fucking beats the shit out of that bag constantly and just got out of high school. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. But now that you say she's been training with Zabi since she was 12, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. No, she's the silent assassin. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Scarecrow, I will see you then. Even if you're not, I definitely want to see you. So come shake my hand or something. I'll look up just to shake your hand.
Absolutely. No matter what, we'll talk.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you, man.
All right, later, brother.
Later.
Thanks for watching Matty C's Sports for You and Me. Make sure to follow Matty Cameron on Twitter at MattCameron23 or follow him on Instagram at MattyC23 or subscribe to his YouTube channel, Matty C's Sports for You and Me. Once again, thanks for watching.